Hi everybody, today we are going to talk about the second conditional verb tense. Alright, are you ready? Let's begin. So when do we use the second conditional verb tense? A lot of people ask this, and the answer is we use the second conditional verb tense to talk about a future situation that is not likely to happen. Okay, to talk about a future situation that is not likely to happen. Okay, it's possible, but it's not probable. All right? So let's talk about the sentence structure here for the second conditional verb tense. There are two ways to do this. Okay, the first way is to start your sentence with the word if, and then we use the simple past, and then the rest of that clause, of that part of the sentence, and then a pronoun, the auxiliary verb would, the base of the verb, and then the rest of the sentence. Okay? Or we kind of take the two clauses and switch them around. Okay? So we could start it with a pronoun, and then the auxiliary verb would, and then the base of the verb, and then the rest of that part of the sentence, then the word if, the simple past, and the rest of the sentence. Now, one thing I want you guys to see right here is that here we use a comma, okay? Only in this form with the word if at the beginning of the sentence, okay? For the other ones, we don't need it. All right, so for example, these are going to be examples starting with the word if. If you went to the party, you would have fun. If he knew the answer, he would tell me. If I took the test today, I would find out if I passed tomorrow. If you studied more, you would be prepared for the exam. Okay, notice that all of these sentences here have the comma, okay, at the end of this part of the clause. And they all start with the word if, and they all have the word would, the auxiliary verb would, in the second clause. Okay, you would have fun. He would tell me. I would find out. You would be prepared. Now, contractions with the second conditional verb tense, they're pretty easy. I would, I'd. You would, you'd. He would, he'd. She would, she'd. It would, it'd. We would, we'd. They would, they'd. So for example, if you went to the party, you'd have fun. If he knew the answer, he'd tell me. If I took the test today, I'd find out if I passed tomorrow. If you studied more, you'd be prepared for the exam. Okay, it's a very subtle D here. You don't hear it very much, okay? You'd have fun. He'd tell me. I'd find out if I passed tomorrow. You'd be prepared for the exam. Or you can switch it. You can switch the sentences around and start them with the pronoun plus the auxiliary verb would. So here we have, you'd have fun if you went to the party. He'd tell me if he knew the answer. I'd find out if I passed tomorrow if I took the test today. You'd be prepared for the exam if you studied more. Okay, so all of those sentences start with the pronoun. It's just switching the two different clauses around. If is now in the middle of the sentence, and the pronoun plus the word would is at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, so that's it for today. Those are the 2 ways, plus the contractions, that you can make positive sentences in the second conditional verb tense. All right, I hope that helped. Bye.